So ESPN announced a couple of days ago that they're going to be laying off 300 people at the worldwide leader of sports. This is coming directly from ESPN. And the majority of these layoffs are production, camera, people behind the scenes that a lot of people may not know of from your favorite shows like Pardon the Interruption, Around the Horn, First Take. So a lot of these people are going to be seeking new opportunities elsewhere, maybe at other networks or maybe in entertainment. Now, if you've been following me, I've been telling you guys this all along. Due to COVID-19, due to the pandemic, due to the fact that a lot of major sports leagues had to cancel and suspend seasons, like the NBA, they had to suspend their season only to return in a bubble format. When you talk about the MLB, they wasn't sure how they was going to start the season. Were they going to have a full season or were they going to have a shortened season, which they chose to shorten season and somewhat of a bubble format during the playoffs. And with the NFL hasn't canceled anything, but they did cancel preseason and training camp. And as you see the product today, it's affecting the product today. A lot of teams that we thought that they was going to, go to the next level, a lot of these teams are struggling due to the fact that there were no training camps and there were no preseason games. All right. So a lot of leagues, particularly in sports entertainment, had to change the way how they did business due to COVID-19, due to the pandemic. And I just didn't understand why a lot of people felt like this was not going to ultimately affect Fox Sports 1, ESPN, CBS Sports, NBC Sports. A lot of these sports networks have, shortened and have gotten rid of people due to the fact that there was really no sports during that span when the nation was closed. Okay, well now slowly but surely we're getting sports, and slowly but surely a lot of leagues are looking as far as next season goes. I think the NBA is going to have a 72 game season. They're going to start on Christmas Day. Slowly but surely they're getting back to normal. I'm pretty sure the NFL is going to somewhat get back to normal next season. And I'm not too sure about the MLB, but a lot of these decisions, a lot of these leagues had to make was a cause and effect. And it affected a lot of these sports networks because it was not really that much to cover. Remember, folks, when the pandemic was on a rise, the only sports related topics people were talking about for like at least 2 months was The Last Dance. Okay, due to the fact that the NBA had to suspend its season. The NFL wasn't sure what they was going to do. Neither was Major League Baseball. Now, and as well as National Hockey League, and slowly but surely, you started seeing other leagues trickling in, with their sports packages. So this comes no surprise. Due to the COVID-19, a lot of people have lost their jobs because of it, because there's not, at that particular time, there was not a lot of sports-oriented games, competitive games, when the leagues were trying to figure out how they was going to oversee things as far as finishing or even starting seasons. All right. And I told you guys, I started noticing it way back early in summer when you started hearing sports personalities not being renewed or being let go of. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I feel like even more sports personalities are going to be let go as the months go on. WWE, which I know a lot of people don't consider it sports, but it's sports entertainment. They had to let go of a lot of professional wrestlers because they was trying to survive, okay, due to COVID-19. So a lot of this has more to do with the COVID pandemic. A lot of people are going to point to the fact that the subscriptions for ESPN Plus are wasn't on a all-time high. But when you look at ESPN Plus, what packages during those months when they didn't have sports, when there were no sports, why would people continue to support ESPN Plus when there were no games other than television shows and documentaries and things of that nature? So a lot of this is oriented from due to the COVID-19 pandemic. All right. And I feel like the worst is yet to come. I feel like a lot of these sports networks, including ESPN, are going to have even further layoffs because of the cause and effect of COVID-19. A lot of people are not aware of this, but even in the movie entertainment business, a lot of studios had to close down, shut down. A lot of production and staff were let go of. A lot of movie theaters are closed as of right now. AMC, which is the largest movie theater, to my knowledge, decided to close their doors down for good. And, it's just the fact of COVID-19 has changed, the structure of the business format with sports entertainment or in entertainment in general. This is also going to even affect the music industry. A lot of these artists make their bag doing shows. And as of right now, there are no major shows as of right now. There are not even small venue shows as of right now. So a lot of these artists are making money elsewhere by putting out more music and things of that nature, selling merch, just trying to survive out here until the nation gets somewhat stable. Somewhat stable. I don't think we're going to ever see the day where we're, well, I take that back. I do see a day where we'll be back to normal, normal mode, but it's a ways off from that point. And like I said earlier, ESPN laying off jobs is no different than any other industry, than any other business, than any other corporation has to deal with those. Have to deal with these decisions. Unfortunately, a lot of these producers, they're going to find work elsewhere. Okay, maybe not in sports entertainment, maybe in entertainment, maybe in blogs, YouTube, things of that nature. But, a lot of these people are going to have good packages, particularly unemployment packages. So I wouldn't feel too sorry for them. But it's just the cause and effect of what's been going on and transpiring with COVID-19. We're ways to go before we can even say we're back to normal. I've seen a lot of reports where a lot of states has went from phase 4 back to phase 2. Okay, so we're ways off, and I hope this is all we're going to hear from ESPN. But unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast. A lot of these networks are going to be losing talent as well as people behind the scenes, left to right. Okay, and it's just the way now. The hotness, if you're in this genre, is politics. Okay, due to the election, you're going to need more and more producers, more and more cameramen, more and more personalities. So right now, that's the new hotness. That's the new quickness. Okay. But you have to realize eventually people are going to stop talking about politics. Pretty soon, a lot of these decisions, a lot of these questions, a lot of these answers that we need, a lot of these questions that we need answers for are going to be answered, and it's going to be set in stone, and that's it. Okay. So we'll have to wait and see how the other hand drops in the politic field. Will, like folks like Fox News and CNN and Headline News, are they going to be laying off people? Okay, so it's a cause and effect. It's this COVID-19 pandemic is affecting all types of outlets. It's not something ESPN is doing wrong. It's not the fact that they haven't, a lot of people haven't subscribed to ESPN Plus. But if you want to take it that way, it has something to do with it. But it has more to do with why sign to ESPN Plus when there's really not a lot of live sports content out there for you to utilize ESPN Plus. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say the woke movement, had something to do with it. A lot of these journalists, a lot of these personalities, like to speak on topics that are outside of sports, and maybe people are turned off to that. And to me, if people are using that analogy, I can see a handful of people just don't want to hear politics when they want to hear about their favorite team or their favorite athlete, or hear a sports personality's peace of mind about a particular topic, about Trump or whatever. I could see that point, but I don't think that's the majority, and the majority rules in this topic. I don't think that's the majority and the reason why, ESPN is getting all these layoffs. You just can't just say, well, they got a lot of woke people over there, and it's turning off a lot of viewerships. It's turning off a lot of subscribers. I think the struggle is real with ESPN, Fox Sports 1, all these sports outlets, because for the past 3 months, particularly in summer, there was really nothing to talk about or nothing to cover. Okay. I mean, well, the months when the NBA was deciding whether or not to come back, during that time, there was no sports. Okay. There was no NBA. There was no NFL. There was no Major League Baseball. And the future was dire on the fact that, are we even going to have sports? I think a lot of people have select amnesia. They forget there was a point of time this year, where there was no sports being played. And then we was all making the assumption, is sports ever going to come back due to COVID-19? Okay. Everyone had thoughts and concerns about that. And, all we was talking about was The Last Dance. But after a while, you get tired of talking about a documentary, particularly what happened in the 1990s of the Chicago Bulls. It's just the fact that this has been brewing since day one due to COVID-19, and I don't think a lot of these sports networks have recovered or rebound from it. So that's all I got for today. Guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video. Deuces.